David Dixon's estate. It drew reporters from across the country, and the New York Times said it had made Amanda America Dixon the richest colored woman in the United States.
When Dixon died in 1885, he left most of his huge estate to Amanda. So the scene was set for the famous trial.
In the tapestry of American history, woven with stories of struggle, triumph, and transformation, the life of Amanda America Dixon stands out as a remarkable narrative that challenges the very foundations of societal norms and racial boundaries of the 19th century. Born into the brutal reality of slavery in 1849 in Hancock County, Georgia, Amanda's story is not just one of survival, but of unprecedented inheritance and influence. The daughter of David Dixon, a wealthy white planter, and Julia Frances Lewis, an enslaved woman, Amanda's life was a paradox from the start, embodying both the chains of bondage and the promise of privilege. Amanda's journey is a testament to the complexities of race, inheritance, and identity in the antebellum and post-Civil War South. Her father, recognizing her as his own, ensured that Amanda received an education and upbringing that set her apart from the harsh realities faced by most African Americans during this era. This unique position within her family's hierarchy would later become a pivotal factor in her life, leading to a legal battle that would captivate the nation. The crux of Amanda's story revolves around the vast estate she inherited from her father upon his death in 1885. This inheritance not only made her one of the wealthiest African-American women of her time, but also thrust her into a legal and societal melanoma, challenging the deeply entrenched racial prejudices and legal constraints of her era. Amanda's life, marked by its bizarreness, from family ordeals to her endeavors with her fortune, and the racism she navigated, offers a window into the complexities of navigating identity and privilege in a society divided by color lines. Let us delve into the chapters of Amanda's life, uncovering a narrative that is as inspiring as it is heartrending, offering a glimpse into the life of a woman who defied the odds to carve her own place in history. Her story is not just a recounting of events, but a reflection on the enduring themes of resilience, identity, and the quest for justice in the face of insurmountable odds. Amanda America Dixon was born into a world where the color of one's skin dictated their destiny. Her birth on November 20th, 1849, on a plantation in Hancock County, Georgia, was the result of a grievous act of violence. Her mother, Julia Frances Lewis, a young enslaved girl, was R by her owner, David Dixon, a prominent white planter. This act of violence bore a child who would grow to challenge the very foundations of the society into which she was born. Despite her status as a slave by birth, Amanda's life took an unconventional path from the outset. Her father, perhaps burdened by guilt or moved by paternal affection, ensured that Amanda was raised away from the typical hardships endured by slaves. She was brought up in the household of her white grandmother, Elizabeth Scholars Dixon, where she was educated and trained in the social graces of the Southern gentry. This education was not merely academic. It was a comprehensive G into the lifestyle of her father's class, including lessons in reading, writing, and playing the piano, privileges unheard of for most African Americans at the time. Amanda's upbringing was a stark contrast to the experiences of her enslaved peers. Her father's wealth and influence shielded her from the brutality of plantation life, allowing her a semblance of dignity and freedom that was rare for a person of her racial background. David Dixon, known for his progressive farming techniques and referred to as the Prince of Georgia Farmers, was a paradoxical figure. He demonstrated that profitability in agriculture did not necessitate violence against slaves, a philosophy that perhaps influenced his treatment of Amanda and her mother. As Amanda grew, her education extended beyond the academic. She was taught the intricacies of managing finances and conducting business, skills that would later prove invaluable. Her father's unconventional approach to her upbringing was not without its critics. but it laid the foundation for Amanda's future, equipping her with the tools to navigate the complexities of a society that was, at its core, deeply divided by race. The death of her grandmother in 1864 marked a significant turning point in Amanda's life. The close bond they shared was a source of comfort and stability, and her passing left Amanda in a precarious position. Legally, she was still a slave, and her future was uncertain. It was not until the ratification of the 13th Amendment in 1865 that Amanda, along with millions of other African Americans, was officially emancipated. Emancipation opened new doors for Amanda, and at the age of 27, she made a bold move to further her education. She attended the normal school at Atlanta University, a historically black institution, where she studied to become a teacher. This period of formal education was a testament to her resilience and determination to rise above the circumstances of her birth. Amanda's early life and education laid the groundwork for the extraordinary chapters that would follow. Her story is a vivid illustration of the complexities of race, privilege, and identity in the antebellum South. It challenges us to reconsider the narratives of slavery and emancipation, highlighting the nuanced experiences of individuals who lived in the shadows of these monumental historical events. The Tapestry of Amanda America. Dixon's life was woven with threads of contradiction and complexity, particularly evident in the dynamics of her family and the inheritance that would come to define her legacy. Born to David Dixon, a wealthy white planter, and Julia Frances Lewis, an enslaved woman, Amanda's existence straddled the worlds of privilege and bondage, setting the stage for a legal drama that would captivate the South. David Dixon was not just any planter. He was among the wealthiest in Georgia, known for his progressive agricultural practices and considerable influence. Despite the societal norms of his time, Dixon acknowledged Amanda as his daughter, affording her privileges that blurred the lines of race and class. This acknowledgement was not without its implications, creating ripples within the family and the broader community, where racial purity and social hierarchy were fiercely guarded. The crux of Amanda's story, however, revolves around the event of her father's death in 1885. David Dixon's will was a document that shattered conventions, leaving the bulk of his vast estate to Amanda. This estate was not merely symbolic. It included over 17,000 acres of land in Hancock and Washington counties, personal possessions, and a significant sum of cash. In a society where African Americans, especially women, were seldom seen as rightful heirs to wealth, this bequest was revolutionary. The will's revelation sent shockwaves through the Dixon family and beyond. David Dixon's white relatives, who had anticipated a share of his wealth, were incensed. The inheritance challenged not only their expectations, but also the very foundations of a social order built on racial segregation and oppression. Amanda, once a symbol of her father's unconventional approach to race and family, became the epicenter of a legal battle that would question the legitimacy of her inheritance and, by extension, her place in society. The challenge to the will was multifaceted, rooted in prejudice and greed. The white relatives' arguments ranged from questioning David Dixon's mental state at the time of the will's creation to outright denial of Amanda's paternity. The legal wrangling was not merely about the distribution of wealth. It was a public spectacle that laid bare the prejudices and complexities of Southern society post-Civil War. Amanda's inheritance was a testament to her father's defiance of societal norms and his desire to secure his daughter's future. However, it also placed Amanda at the heart of a storm, navigating a legal and social battle that would test her resilience and determination. The inheritance saga was a pivotal chapter in her life, highlighting the intersections of race, family, and wealth in a society grappling with the aftermath of slavery and the realities of a new social order. The inheritance left to Amanda America Dixon by her father, David Dixon, ignited a legal battle that would become a landmark case in the annals of Southern jurisprudence. The will, which bequeathed a vast estate to a woman born into slavery, was more than a family dispute. It was a challenge to the entrenched racial and social hierarchies of post-Civil War Georgia. As news of David Dixon's will spread, it became a lightning rod for controversy. 79 of Dixon's white relatives came forward to contest the will, driven by a mix of disbelief, indignation, and greed. Their challenge was not just against Amanda, but against the very possibility that a black woman could inherit and control such significant wealth. The legal arguments put forth by these relatives were varied and reflected the racial prejudices of the time. Some claimed that David Dixon had been unduly influenced by Amanda and her mother, suggesting that their relationship had clouded his judgment. Others went so far as to question Amanda's paternity, despite David Dixon's public acknowledgement of her as his daughter. The case was first heard in the probate court, where the initial ruling favored the will's validity, recognizing Amanda as the rightful heir. Unsatisfied, the relatives appealed, taking the case to the Superior Court of Hancock County. Here again, the court upheld the will, affirming Amanda's inheritance. The persistence of the relatives, however, saw the case escalate to the Supreme Court of Georgia, a move that underscored the case's significance beyond a mere family dispute. The Supreme Court hearings were a spectacle, drawing attention from far beyond Hancock County. The arguments presented touched on issues of race, legitimacy, and the rights of women. The defense of Amanda's inheritance was not just a defense of her rights, but a broader statement against the racial prejudices that sought to undermine those rights. The court's decision to uphold the will was groundbreaking. It cited the 14th Amendment, asserting that Amanda's rights to her inheritance were protected under the law, irrespective of her race. This legal victory was a significant moment for Amanda and for the African American community. It was a reaffirmation of the rights of black individuals in a period when such rights were often contested or outright denied. The case also highlighted the complexities of family ties and loyalties in a society still grappling with the legacy of slavery. The legal battle over David Dixon's will was more than a dispute over wealth. It was a litmus test for the changing social and legal landscape of the South. Amanda's triumph in the courts was a testament to her resilience and the shifting perceptions of race and inheritance in the post-Civil War era. It set a precedent that challenged the established norms and opened a dialogue on the rights of individuals, regardless of their racial background, to inherit and manage property. Amanda America. Dixon's victory in the legal battle over her inheritance marked the beginning of a new chapter in her life, one characterized by wealth, influence, and social prominence. Her newfound status as one of the wealthiest African-American women of the 19th century brought with it both opportunities and challenges in a society still deeply divided by race. Upon securing her inheritance, Amanda made a significant decision to relocate to Augusta, Georgia. This move was strategic, distancing her from the family conflict in Hancock County and allowing her to establish herself in a new environment. In Augusta, she purchased a large 7-bedroom house on Telfair Street, a testament to her wealth and status. This home was not just a residence, it became a symbol of her success and a physical representation of the barriers she had broken. In Augusta, Amanda navigated the complexities of being a wealthy African-American woman in a predominantly white society. Her wealth afforded her a level of respect and influence that was rare for people of color at the time. She became a prominent figure in the elite black community, known for her intelligence, elegance, and philanthropy. Her presence in high society challenged the prevailing racial norms and demonstrated that wealth and status could transcend racial barriers, albeit to a limited extent. Amanda's social standing also allowed her to engage in philanthropic endeavors, contributing to various causes and institutions that supported the African American community. Her wealth enabled her to be a patron of education and social welfare, areas that were particularly crucial for the advancement of African Americans during the post-Reconstruction era. However, Amanda's life was not without its challenges. Despite her wealth, she still faced the realities of racism and segregation. Her interactions with the white community were often marked by a delicate balance between acceptance and exclusion. She had to navigate a social landscape that was unaccustomed to, and often uncomfortable with, a woman of her racial background holding such wealth and influence. Amanda's story during this period is a vivid illustration of the complexities of race and class in the American South. Her ability to rise to prominence in a society that systematically marginalized African Americans is a testament to her resilience and strategic acumen. Her life in Augusta reflects the broader struggles and aspirations of African Americans during a period of significant social and political change. It highlights the ways in which wealth could both challenge and reinforce the racial hierarchies of the time. Amanda America. Dixon's personal life, particularly her marriages, reflects the complexities and contradictions of her time. Her first marriage, at the tender age of 16, was to Charles Eubanks, a white first cousin who had served in the Confederate Army. This union, shrouded in the societal taboos of interracial marriage, was a bold defiance of the norms of the Reconstruction-era South. The couple's relationship, whether formalized in marriage out of state or lived as if married, was a testament to Amanda's disregard for the racial boundaries that constrained the lives of so many. The couple had two sons, Julian Henry and Charles Green, who would later ascend to prominent positions within Georgia's high society, further blurring the lines of racial identity and class that the South clung to so desperately. However, Amanda's relationship with Charles Eubanks was fraught with unhappiness, leading to her departure from the marriage shortly after the birth of their second son. This decision to leave, while fraught with personal and societal implications, underscored Amanda's resilience and her unwillingness to be confined by an unhappy marriage, despite the potential social fallout. Years later, Amanda's life took another turn when she married Nathan Toomer, a wealthy, educated man of mixed race, in 1892. This marriage, unlike her first, was within the racial boundaries deemed acceptable by society, yet it still challenged the norms due to their shared wealth and education. Nathan, like Amanda, had been born into slavery, but had risen to prominence, mirroring Amanda's own journey from bondage to affluence. Amanda's marriages are a window into the fluidity of race, class, and identity in the post-Civil War South. Her first marriage challenged the rigid racial hierarchies of the time, while her second marriage represented a union that was socially acceptable yet still extraordinary due to the couple's shared status as wealthy African Americans. These relationships, each in their own way, highlight the complexities of Amanda's life and the ways in which she navigated the intersecting constraints of race, gender, and class. Moreover, Amanda's personal life and marriages underscore the broader societal changes occurring in the South during her lifetime. Her ability to marry across racial lines, albeit with significant challenges, and her later marriage to a man of similar social standing, reflect the shifting dynamics of race and class in a region struggling to redefine itself in the aftermath of slavery. Amanda's life, marked by personal triumphs and challenges, offers a unique lens through which to view the transformation of Southern society in the late 19th century. Amanda America. Dixon's life, marked by its share of personal triumphs, was not immune to the trials that often accompany great wealth and social prominence. One of the most distressing episodes in her later years was a family ordeal that not only threatened the peace and safety of her household, but also had a profound impact on her health. The incident involved her younger son, Charles Green Dixon, whose actions brought turmoil to Amanda's life. Charles, despite being married, became infatuated with his stepsister, Mamie Toomer, a mere child of 14. This infatuation led to a scandalous and ill-conceived plan to kidnap Mamie, an act that would have dire consequences for all involved. The plan, orchestrated with the help of accomplices, was ultimately foiled, but not without casting a shadow over Amanda's household and bringing unwanted attention and disgrace. The ordeal was a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that wealth and social standing could not shield against. For Amanda, the incident was not just a family scandal. It was a betrayal that cut to the core of her sense of security and trust. The fact that her own son could conceive such a plan was a source of deep distress, compounded by the public nature of the scandal. The impact of this family ordeal on Amanda's health was significant. Already dealing with the pressures of her social position and the responsibilities that came with her wealth, the stress of the scandal took a toll on her well-being. Amanda, who had been a pillar of strength and resilience throughout her life, found her health deteriorating under the weight of anxiety and stress. The diagnosis of neurasthenia, or nervous exhaustion, was a testament to the physical and emotional strain she endured. This period of Amanda's life highlights the intersection of personal and public spheres, where family matters became fodder for public scrutiny and judgment. It underscores the fragility of health and well-being, especially for women of the time, who bore the brunt of societal expectations and the stigma associated with family scandals. Amanda's ordeal with her son and the subsequent impact on her health is a poignant reminder of the complexities of life at the intersection of wealth, race, and gender in the post-Civil War South. It illustrates how personal trials can have far-reaching effects, influencing not just the individuals directly involved, but also their wider social circles and communities. The final chapter in the extraordinary life of Amanda America Dixon was as poignant as it was premature. Her death on June 11, 1893, at the age of 43, marked the end of a life that had navigated the tumultuous waters of racial and social divides in the post-Civil War South. Amanda's passing was not just a personal loss to her family and community, but also a symbolic conclusion to a story that had challenged and redefined the boundaries of race, inheritance, and womanhood. Amanda's health, which had been compromised by the stress and anxiety of the family ordeal involving her son, deteriorated rapidly upon her return from a trip intended to distance her from the scandal. The diagnosis of neurasthenia, a condition characterized by extreme fatigue and mental distress, was indicative of the toll that the public scrutiny and personal betrayals had taken on her. Despite the best efforts of her physicians, Amanda's condition worsened, leading to her untimely demise. The aftermath of Amanda's death was marked by a legal battle over her estate, a reflection of the complexities and challenges that had characterized her life. Without a will, the distribution of her considerable wealth was contested, echoing the earlier legal battles over her inheritance from her father. The resolution of her estate, settled amicably among her surviving family members, was a testament to Amanda's legacy of resilience and determination. Amanda America Dixon's funeral, held at the Trinity Methodist Church, was a somber affair that brought together the diverse strands of her life. Buried in her wedding dress, Amanda's final resting place in Cedar Grove Cemetery became a symbol of her enduring presence in the community she had impacted so profoundly. Amanda's legacy extends far beyond the details of her life and the controversies that surrounded her. She remains a figure of historical significance, representing the possibilities and limitations faced by African American women in the 19th century. Her life story, marked by its triumphs and tragedies, continues to inspire and challenge, offering insights into the complexities of race, gender, and class in American history. In death, as in life, Amanda America Dixon defied the constraints of her time, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate. Her story, a blend of personal strength, societal challenges, and legal precedents, offers a unique lens through which to view the evolving landscape of American society in the aftermath of slavery. Amanda's life and legacy serve as a reminder of the enduring human spirit's capacity to overcome adversity and effect change, making her a lasting symbol of resilience and empowerment. As the curtain falls on the remarkable story of Amanda America Dixon, we are left to reflect on the enduring impact of her life and legacy. Born into the cruel confines of slavery, Amanda navigated a path fraught with unimaginable challenges, emerging as a symbol of resilience, dignity, and defiance against the societal norms of her time. Her story is not just a chapter in the annals of African American history, but a narrative that resonates with the ongoing struggle for equality and justice. Amanda's life was a testament to the power of determination and the human spirit's capacity to transcend the barriers of race and gender. Her legal victory in securing her inheritance was a groundbreaking moment, challenging the entrenched racial prejudices of the 19th century South and paving the way for future generations to fight for their rights. Her story is a reminder of the complexities of identity and the intricate interplay of race, class, and gender in American history. In her wealth and social standing, Amanda America Dixon shattered the stereotypes of her era, redefining what was possible for a woman of color in a society marked by segregation and inequality. Her legacy is a beacon of hope, inspiring not only those who face similar struggles, but all who believe in the pursuit of justice and equality. As we look back on Amanda's life, we are reminded of the enduring relevance of her story in today's world. Her journey from slavery to prominence is a powerful narrative of overcoming adversity, and her legacy continues to inspire and challenge us. Amanda America Dixon's life is a testament to the indomitable human spirit and a reminder that in the face of insurmountable odds, one can not only survive but thrive and leave an indelible mark on history. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.